What's up, YouTube? It's your boy OG Drip, man. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and press that subscribe button. Today, man, we're finna be breaking down some deep stuff because I was asked a question by a well-supported subscriber, and she was asking me about where most pastors and churches and stuff get lost at. So pay attention because it's gonna get deep, and I'm finna explain each dimension as we go so you could get the real understanding of how when I say we are gods on this channel, what I mean. So the first dimension, y'all, you have to understand. The first dimension is explaining the core of the earth. If you don't know what that is, the core of the earth is what your pulse is. So, like, according to your body, your pulse. You get what I'm saying? So, anytime you lose pulse, that is when you would be pronounced dead. You understand? So, when we talk about the first dimension and the earth pulse, the earth pulse is every seven. I mean, it moves like 7.8 per second. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, each time it's a pulse, like 7 times. You get what I'm saying? Almost to the 8th. So anytime you think about that, that is like the perfect alignment with other planets, so other stars. So when you start thinking about the darkness and things like that, which is being the abyss or being the space as a star, you know what I'm saying? You know how you got the stars and you got the empty space right there? That is what you would call the empty space. So therefore, right now, it do not have like a time that is finna, like, for you to be born. So this is what we mean by perfect timing of being born. So anytime you as a person, you know what I'm saying, as in today's time, we're gonna say, anytime you was born, you was already somewhere else. So you was just basically just floating around. You was like a small organism just floating around. So when your mom and dad meets each other, you know what I'm saying, this is when you become a full thought form. So this is when you start getting ready to go to the second dimension. So now as these two have, you know what I'm saying, they making you, you know what I mean, I'm just keep it like that. That's called the second dimension, because this is where you being formed at. So now as your mother is being basically pregnant, which is the second dimension, this is according to, like, all the things they had manifested, or all the situations they was going through and things like that. So this is where you could tell whether it was a healthy second dimension going on, because this is according to your actual health and things, like according to where you was born at. Like, say if you was born at a place with high radiation, so it threw off the vibration a little bit from when you was born. So therefore you might have like, what I'm gonna say, a dysfunction. You know how they say when people is born by the bioplants and stuff like that, their mind don't be the same. They be born with tumors and stuff like that. That's because their body wasn't perfectly aligned with the earth core during the first you know, the first dimension. So, you know, when it started getting like this is like saying that even as parents, like I was saying with the health, even if the parents not having a health thing within themselves, you know, this could also bring a baby to this world, which is like being deformed or anything like that, which would be just saying the same thing as saying the third dimension. So anytime you're born now, this is when you're entering the third dimension, and this is the reality that we live in right now. And this is how we, you know, we move around, and, you know, this is the stuff that you can feel and touch. You know what I mean? So when you start thinking about, okay, what is the third dimension? Now you know the actual earth we're standing on. The first dimension is the inner core. The second dimension is basically the outer core of the earth, and the third dimension is the top. We're on top now. So now when you think about the fourth dimension, think about like the infirmament and things like that. So when you think about the fourth dimension, this is where the Greek mythology, this is where pastors, this is where churches, this is where everybody that follows group-minded thinking get lost, because this is the conscious realm of your feelings and emotions, but this also brings beliefs. So anytime you see somebody that's blanket in their beliefs and don't want to let go of their beliefs, they're getting sucked into the fourth dimension, or aka adopted by another energy source, which is not being your self-thinking. So now instead of being you in your own space, how I was explaining in the first dimension, now you're getting sucked into somebody else's space. You get what I'm saying? That's why they say the true awakening to your spiritual path is to find the you within. So, you know, I might stutter and things like that, but boy, I know what I'm talking about. You get what I'm saying? So please pay full attention. So when you think about the fourth dimension, this is also where Greek mythology and all get lost at. So anytime you have thoughts of Greek gods that existed, instead of looking at them as, okay, that's a star, over there, they was that star, and I'm not going to get caught up into their space and stuff like that, not going to be adopted by their energy. I'm going to find my own path and not follow behind their paths. So that is why you get that so much. When people tell you, hey, the path to ascension is to find it within yourself. Dude, you have to. You get what I'm saying? So anytime y'all start thinking about that, this is literally called group-minded. This is where archetypes exist at. This is where collected minds exist at. So this is collected information. So due through the fourth dimension, you're not going to be allowed to go to the fifth, sixth, and the seventh dimensions. Like, you're not going to be allowed to, because you can't think for yourself. You get what I'm saying? So once you pass the fourth dimension, when we start talking about the fifth dimension is the dimension of love. So this is where you start gaining peace and harmony, because now once you done started understanding the earth, you done found your own path. Now you able to ascend past the fourth dimension. So when you guys start thinking about it, now you're basically, this is what people mean with the law of attraction. So now once you done got your body at the frequency, at the right alignment, now the things that you want to create, now you are able to align those to come into creation and into existence, because now you will be able to start shifting through, because now you done allowed yourself to find the peace and the love, but you can still get caught up, and you can still get adopted. So keep it to yourself, that when you find this love and this peace and stuff, once you find a way of understanding it, don't let nobody try to tell you that's not the right way of understanding the earth, further loving the earth, and finding the peace and stuff. So that is where you could get lost at in the fifth dimension. So now when you start thinking about the sixth dimension, which is also the second, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you think of the number 3, this is all about manifestation. So now when you think of the sixth dimension, this is when now you start getting the geometric form. So basically what I'm saying is, now you start getting and understanding how things work and how the earth really works. So this is still like a process that we do on a daily, you know what I'm saying? But this is just, you get like, you know what I'm saying? You're like, dang, okay, in the fifth dimension, I had done already gained the love, and then I went to trying to attract things, and now in the sixth dimension, I see these things that came to existence. So this is like one of the pulls from manifestation. But remember, you can still manifest from the ninth dimension, which is the last dimension of the heavenly conscious, you know what I'm saying, of the heavenly realm. So now, once you done started doing this, you done started understanding that the world actually works in reverse. You get what I'm saying? Now you start learning that the world, from what it is actually in reverse. So now instead of you seeing the world from 1 to 9, now you see it from 9 to 1. So now you see it that we was extended beings, and that we had lost, that we didn't understand the love, and we didn't understand none of this stuff. So when we was cast down here, we started learning everything over, and we started getting it together to understand the true divine of being a human and everything else between it, of being a god. You get what I'm saying? So this is where you get the demigod and all that type of stuff from. So when you start thinking about, okay, boom, the seventh dimension will be called the first heavenly realm dimension. So this is when you done got it together, and now you done extended, past this flesh and this flesh and stuff. So now you extended star. You get what I'm saying? So now you at your own space, and now you're trying to now that you in the seventh dimension, this is known as also the realm of vibration. So this is where you don't have done perfectly aligned, that you have done ascended to the heavenly realm, and now you got duties up there as well. You know what I mean? So it don't just stop there. You still got to keep working. You got to put that work in. Like they say, as below, so as above, and in reverse of that. But when we talking about it, just to get to the point, it's like saying, okay, once you done left this human flesh, but you ascended, you know what I'm saying? You didn't start over. So if you think about it, when you get reincarnated, that is because you started over. That's because you didn't understand something. Either you had an attachment to this earth, or you didn't want to let something go, as in saying that you were still you wasn't matching the frequency to order to bring something in, so you got lost in the sixth dimension, because instead of you falling in love with the things that you create, you fell in love with the creations and became basically a creation yourself instead of being a creator. So now you get what I'm saying? It's like being lost forgetting who you actually are. So now it's like you done got there that far, but now you done got stuck and you done got lost. So now when you done made it to the 7th one, you done learn how all vibration work, and you done got you in the realm of vibration. So this is like the heavenly realm. You know what I'm saying? This is where sound was created. This is like where sound is going on and all that. So the only thing now you're missing is the light and the time, because you almost got everything complete. So now the 8th dimension will be based off of the light. So now you have found the light element. You know how to shine. You know how to bring shine. You know what I mean? So now you're starting to, you already created your own space. You done found your space as a star. And you done ascended. You get what I'm saying? Now you in the realm. Now you like a small star. And you're going to make yourself to like this gigantic star. You get what I'm saying? So now after you done got to, in the physical, I don't know how to explain it in the physical way, because this is actually what it is. So when you're now in the 9th dimension, this is the time. So you done got together the light, you done figured out the vibration, you done figured out everything that's going on in the heavenly realm so far, from the 7th, 8th, and now you're in the 9th realm of the heavenly realm. So now you done became a ascended one. So now you have completed your task, and now you can sit back and enjoy peace and love and watch the and help other beings. You get what I'm saying? So now you have became ascended spirit. So now you want to help other beings because you already got the love for humanity and stuff like that. So now you don't see it as a responsibility, well, you see it as a responsibility, but you also feel like this is your duty. So this is what people mean, God, duties, and responsibilities. Yo, this is what I mean. So you guys, this is just like a quick concept of breaking it down. But I can promise y'all can do your own research. You can do however you want. When you start talking about the 9 dimensions of the conscious mind, of the human mind, this is how it works. So anytime you think of astral projection, astral travel, dude, that ain't nothing but a dream, because you already as a star, as a soul. But as a star is nothing but a light that is not contained. So the stars that we grew up looking at, those is not real. The star is like all type of light. So anytime it's in a human body or flesh, you're in a containment. So now you're inside a body. But anytime you're asleep, your soul is out of your body. So soul out of body, which is astral travel, because you is extending through the galaxy. So you're learning and experiencing other spaces. So you're learning about other existence. So you get what I'm saying? So it may not be your life that you went through, but it may be somebody else on, or somebody in the past, and you kind of get an understanding of this. So this is where the psychics and stuff come from. Y'all, man, please watch the whole video. I could have got so deep, and I will go live with this, bro. I just need to get this darn internet stuff back popping. So man, if you want to help me out with that and try to get some equipment to put something behind on this empty behind wall, try to get me at least what it is, the natal wheel at least behind me. You know what I mean? I need something. But man, you can always donate at Cash Level 135, and that's on Cash App. And I do also have a Zelle account, but I don't know it by heart, man. Just hit me up in the description, and I'm out. OG Drip.